What's good? What's good? It's your boy Jay Shaw from the Behind the Bench Network. Shout out to JB, Kelvin, and Jermaine. Check out our past videos. Check out our up and coming videos. We got great content. If you give us a chance and you go back and listen to some of our old content, you'll see that we know what we're talking about because we we follow sports. We follow the game. We know the history. Been watching basketball since the 80s, some of us since the 70s, the late 70s, and we grew up loving the game of basketball. We're not on here to change history. We're not on here to say that, Dominique Wilkins couldn't play in today's era. We're not on here saying that Shaquille O'Neal couldn't play in today's era because that sounds ludicrous. Because people ain't thinking, they're not pulling back the layers. The reason why Shaq would dominate this league is because if you really watch Shaq, y'all might say that he was a liability on defense because they'll pull him out. Not really. It's not a lot of bigs that's being pulled out to shoot threes. They either hang around the rim to catch lobs. So he's gonna be guarding. It's only a couple, bigs that he will have to worry about that might be able to go around him, which is Jokic and an Embiid, and maybe a Giannis if he had to. But he ain't gonna guard Giannis. He'll guard Brook Lopez. You see what I'm saying? So, but then on the flip side, who's gonna be able to guard Shaq? Jokic won't be able to guard Shaq. As big as Jokic was, Shaq made Sabonis look crazy, and Sabonis was as big as Jokic. You see what I'm saying? Alonzo Mourning has damn near almost the same type of build as a Joel Embiid, and you see what Alonzo Mourning did when he had to guard Shaq. So Shaq is going to get you in foul trouble. But what I'm trying to say is, we're not on here talking about Kobe Bryant ain't a top 10 player. That sounds ludicrous. We're not saying, I believe me personally, I believe Kobe Bryant's the best player I ever seen lace up a player basketball, to play basketball. Now, I could tell you why, but this ain't the show for me to tell you. And I'll tell you in a future episode because I will be giving you my top 10 players of all time. I might do more than that. I've been working on a top 80 players for almost 9 months now. So, and I'm constantly tweaking it. But anyway, I wanted to bring y'all into our Behind the Bench chat group that we had. And JB made a great point when it comes to the NBA and what it's trying to do to draw fans. And I want y'all to listen to it. And I'm going to play it right now.
What's up, fellas? What's up, fellas? Antonio Danny just said, this is in-season tournament isn't designed, it's not, the purpose of the in-season tournament is not to attract the long-standing NBA fan. It's to attract the casual observer. And that's where they keep messing up. When we came up watching the NBA, we was drawn to what was already there. They didn't lower the ball. That's what made it so exciting. That's what it had a mystique to it. When you learn about the Lakers, the Celtics, the 76ers, Knicks, Spurs, all those great teams back then you start learning about the ABA. They didn't change nothing. There was the parquet floor, the Philly Spectrum. Learn about Will Chamberlain, Jerry West, Bill Russell, Oscar Robertson, the Big O, Bob Pettit, Billy, the Kangaroo Kid, Billy Cunningham. They didn't change nothing to appeal to the young fan. The young fan gravitated to the sport naturally. They're trying to do the exact opposite. So in essence, what they're saying is, well, screw the long-standing fan. We trying to attract that casual fan. But see, the casual fan ain't gonna hold it up though. It's not a negative, or it's not a negative saying that they won't. But the reality is, you cannot alienate and you cannot fool the long-standing fan. No matter what team you root for, that you've been rooting for all these years. So that's why they put it on. But what they don't understand is the reason that they put on this in-season tournament, trying to appeal to the casual fan, is because of the antics that's been going on over the past 15 years that has turned off the long-standing fan. And that's why they need to back out the way, man. Get out there. They're standing in the way. They're in the way. They're in the way. Let the game be what it's supposed to be. And it will gravitate to what it needs to be presented as in the present time. Tell you, man. Man, we need new leadership in this league, man. Players are confused by it. Now, of course, something is new, it'll attract your attention initially, but if it's not truly authentic, it's gonna lose its popularity and support anyway. But they're gonna find out though.
You know, what my boy JB is saying is, stop trying to dumb down the NBA. Stop trying to make it a video game because these kids play video games. If they want to play video games and don't want to watch the NBA, let it be. Let them continue to play video games and think they know basketball because they catch a couple games on YouTube and watch a couple games on TNT. Let them continue to not understand the game of basketball, but don't alienate your core base fans. And let me explain this. The NBA core base fans are between the ages of 40 and 57 years old. Why? Because we was the children that was watching the basketball in the golden era of the 80s in the 90s. We was the children, we was the teenagers. We was the ones that grew up watching college basketball and watching players leave from college and go to the NBA. We're the ones that watch college basketball to support those stars when they came into the NBA, which made people, us fans, continue to watch these games. See, these new kids, they don't have the attention span like we had. And it's not taking a shot at the younger generation. It's just they got too many more distractions than what we had. We enjoyed watching the NBA on NBC triple hitter Sundays. We'll sit in the house all day just to watch those games. And honestly, it wasn't even an all-day thing. You had an early morning game, you had the afternoon, and you had the late afternoon, and that was it. They didn't stretch it out. It was back to back, back to back. But that's what we enjoyed. We are the core fans that the NBA should be trying to promote and keep that fan base. You don't have to change the game up. You didn't have to change the rules up. You didn't have to super team. You didn't have to add an in-game season tournament. You didn't have to do none of that. All you had to do was what the NBA was doing in the 80s and the 90s. Promote the brand new players and give those teams that deserve to be on TV their due. Mainly the ones that was winning championships. I'm going to go ahead and end this for the Behind the Bench. Check out our other videos. Until then, I'm out.